Hi, I am Saupayan. I'm going to play the role of Dr. Hasan in today's negotiations.
I'm Emily, and I'll be a lawyer, Sam Masey.
My name is Parshu and I will be representing the Zincit company.
After looking over them, I must say none of them are really acceptable to me. It shouldn't be less than 60% chance of getting approved. If you're paying an upfront lump sum amount, it should be no lesser than 80 million. I'm getting a minimum upfront of 20 million anyways, if there is no approval. But I see the chances of that happening as just 40%. And the 60% chance of it getting approved, that would increase your profits to 120 million. And I believe I should have a part in that as well. So looking at 40% of 20 and adding that to 60% of 120, I have reached a figure of 80 million. So that is my counter offer.
To our study, there is a 90% chance of the 20 million and then 10% chance of the FDA approval and the 120 million.
So I guess there is a discrepancy between what we perceive as the odds of FDA approval. Maybe we can have the 20 million upfront because I am entitled to that. Either way, we get a 20 million upfront and then a 120 million based on when it is approved. How does that sound to you?
It's closer to what we have as a potential offer. Million being what you already have as an offer.
Right.
And the pie would be 10 million, which means that the difference, if we split that 50-50, that would be 5 million each as a benefit.
Sure.
Which means that we would be able to go with package A.
I highly believe this drug of mine has a much more market potential of becoming FDA approved. We are not sure what the actual approval odds are. I would like our negotiation numbers to be not based on those odds. I believe it's going to be 10% approval odds, and I believe it's 60% approval odds.
Mm-hmm.
So the midway figure for me in that case is 35% odds. And if we are accounting for the approval odds, then I would go with a 20 million upfront lump sum and then a 35% approval odds of 120 million. So that is something I am willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to account for the approval odds.
That'll be 42 million.
That's 42 million plus a 20 million upfront makes it 62 million.
Yeah, that sounds to be much more than the expected profit.
In that case, let's keep the approval odds aside, and that would be a different factor we consider as a bonus when and if we get approved. Let's do the 25 million upfront based on what we have already decided. And then in case of getting an approval, let's split the pie of 120 million 50-50. If it is approved, let's do a 60 million. If not, it is zero.
We'll do that.
C and D, BCD, BC.
Okay, right. So I believe each of those options are below the current agreement that we have reached with Zincit. So I do not see how Zincit has come up with the bonuses of 0 to 20, because if we are dividing the pie, we should definitely split it evenly, and that pie is of 120 million.
Yeah, so the pie is actually not 120 million, 100 million.
Okay,
would be the pie.
Sure, and, I see your merit in that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I mean, even in that case, it should be at least 50 million.
So how about for the upfront payment? Let's set it first, and then we'll discuss the bonus alternatives. We can-
Sure. So we already have an upfront payment of 25 million
20,
that is
25.
decided on. If we are not going down the bonus route, I would want something more than 25.
Mhm,
So
right.
as long as Zincit is open to doing that, I can hear it, but it cannot be less than 62 million in that case, if we are doing everything upfront.
Yeah, I think the 25 upfront and then the 50
Right. If
as
approved.
a bonus sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am good with that too. So in case we can, agree on that, we can call it a deal.
Okay.
Unless,
Sounds good.
unless my lawyer can get me a better deal. Do you have anything else to add, Sam Masey? I keep
Actually,
forgetting the name.
you're pretty good.